Buckle those seatbelts, guys. Get them nice and tight. Here we go. Matt Drudge says a Supreme Court justice told him that the free internet is as good as dead. Arab stabbing attacks on Jews in Jerusalem continue. The list of sanctuary cities has grown to more than 340. Americans need to understand why Sweden is collapsing. A top U.S. general admits Obama knowingly armed ISIS. And there are now clear signs that the great derivatives crisis has begun. My name is Howard Riell, and this is Riell Truth. You're listening to the American Freedom Network, streaming live around the world at AmericanNewsNet.com, and on Facebook, and on YouTube, and on Tumblr, and in the book Riell Truth, Stay Angry, and of course, as always, broadcasting out across the Colorado Front Range on KHNC, Johnstown, Colorado, 1360 AM, The Lion. The call-in number, 877-254-7524. My friends, welcome back. Truncated week because of the Jewish holiday, so I will make the best use of every second I can. Let's dive in. Item from Reuters. 4 people, including an Israeli soldier, were stabbed and wounded near a military headquarters in Tel Aviv on Thursday, police and ambulance sources said, as a rash of such Palestinian attacks spread to Israel's commercial capital. The assailant was shot and killed by another soldier as he fled, a police spokeswoman said. The spate of so-called lone wolf stabbing attacks has alarmed authorities and unsettled Israelis, with Jerusalem's mayor urging people with gun licenses to carry their weapons and Israeli leaders vowing to quash the violence though apparently stumped over how to do so. Stop it! Stop it! My friends, you know the name Rabbi Meir Kahane. Zatzal Hashem Yikom Damo. I've spoken about him many times, one of the greatest people I've ever become aware of in my life. He was born and raised in Brooklyn. Around 1971, he moved to Israel. When he was in Brooklyn, he founded the Jewish Defense League. And he was defending elderly Jews, among others, from the dangerous streets in New York City. They were filled with muggers and homeless and rapists. He made Aliyah to Israel. He moved to Israel and he wrote several books. In one of them, he writes, the greatest surprise of his life was when he left Israel, moved to Israel and left Brooklyn, moved to Israel and found Brooklyn. Because the streets in Israel were still not safe. Because instead of the muggers and rapists back in Brooklyn, they had Arabs in Israel who were mugging and raping and stabbing and bombing and killing. Well, that was 1971. And it's still going on. So I'm not curious about what's going on with the Palestinians. They're murderers and terrorists and Nazis, and they will never be anything more than that, and so I don't think about them for a second. I wonder what the hell's been going on, these many decades, among Israelis, among the Jews in Israel. They fret, and they put out your Benjamin Netanyahu, you put out a press release, or you make a speech, and they go hand in hand to the United Nations and to the world community and say, pity us, look at what we have to deal with. Well, my friends, I'm rapidly running out of pity for Israelis because Israelis have always had it within their power to put a stop to it. They haven't. And so now more innocent men and women are being killed. Several days ago, a couple were killed in front of their children. Now the mayor of Jerusalem is urging people to carry weapons? The Israeli armies, the Israeli leaders are stumped about how to stop the violence? It's possible that they're really that stupid, and so God has sent Howard Riell to educate the leaders in Israel about how to safeguard their country. It's a pity and a tragedy that they need me to tell them how to run their country, but I will not shirk from the task and I will tell them. Guys, you ready? I'm sure someone will translate this into Hebrew, so that's not a problem. Here's how you do it. You get rid of the Arabs. Now, if that sounds like you've heard it before, you have, because Rabbi Kahane himself has been saying it since the 60s. Carry guns to protect you from the Arabs? Prohibit soldiers from hitchhiking because of the Arabs? Refuse to go to certain parts of Jerusalem because of the Arabs? Get rid of the Arabs. Yes, the world will scream. Well, guess what? The world is screaming anyway. What's that? The world will hate Israel. Guess what? The world already hates Israel. The media will say nasty things. A, they already say nasty things. And two, I couldn't care less. Innocent men, women, and children are being slaughtered. And the people in Israel are, coincidentally, just as blind, deaf, dumb, and stupid as the leaders in Europe and the leaders in America and in Canada, who refuse to see the writing on the wall, to hark back to the book of Daniel. Islam cannot, will never live peacefully with other religions, with other cultures. And so just as you would do with a rabid dog that's running around biting people, you've got to catch it, you got to leash it, you got to muzzle it, you got to defang it, and you got to quarantine it. Well, perhaps I'm speaking on a level above the average Knesset member. But I've got to tell you, the Jews are my people. And I don't want to see anybody of any religion, any culture, any faith, any creed. I don't want to see any innocent people harmed, let alone killed. And so it's time for the world to grow up. Sometimes when you're an adult, you have to accept and live with harsh truths. When you're a child, everything will be fine. When you're a grown-up, you realize some problems are real hard to solve, and sometimes you got to do things you'd rather not do. Well, belly up to the bar, world, because it's time to do something we'd rather not do, which is ban Islam. Did he say ban Islam? Yeah. He said ban Islam because as long as we don't, you will continue to have stabbings, rapes, murders, shootings, bombings. Nothing will stop it. Nothing will stop it. Except making sure that the Muslim maniacs are elsewhere where they can't harm us. Well, there are two or three countries that are beginning to take steps in that direction. China's beginning to go down that road, and I congratulate them for it. What's wrong with us? What's wrong with Israel? What's wrong with America? What's wrong with Europe? It's time to ban Islam. There, I said it. Now all we need to do is to do it. It's Thursday. This is Riell Truth. Okay, I'll be back if you insist. Go nowhere.
It's nothing more than a shot in the dark if you're taking supplements or following health programs without an accurate scientific evaluation of your health. From the comfort of your home or office, you can work personally with health expert Eileen Durfee, a Dr. Wilson health practitioner who scientifically evaluates your current health and provides you a personalized program and affordable products. Get real results, get nutritional balancing, and go healthynext.com. Call 866-463-4533. That's 866-463-4533.
Great Plains Power has been providing reliable electrical power systems in the Rocky Mountain area since 1992. Our systems rely on the sun to help make you self-reliant for your power needs. Solar energy can be scaled to fit any situation, from complete power independence to backup power for the short term. Our expertise focuses on standalone power, but we have extensive experience with utility interactive systems as well. Custom-tailored capabilities as modest as emergency lighting all the way to commercial scale power. Great Plains Power is a full-service company. We service everything we sell. We provide and design turnkey packages, custom design system, and parts for do-it-yourself. With more than 20 years of specialized experience at your disposal, let us know what your power concerns or goals are. Reach us by phone or the internet. Call 303-239-9963. That's 303-239-9963. Or go to greatplainssolar.com.
Beloved, do not believe every spirit, but test the spirit, whether they are of God, because many false prophets have gone into the world. By this you will know the Spirit of God. Every spirit that confesses that Yeshua, Jesus, has come in the flesh is of God, and every spirit that does not confess that Yeshua, Jesus, has come in the flesh is not of God. And this is the spirit of Antichrist, which you have already heard was coming and is now already in the world. 1 John 4:1.
All right, guys, welcome back. Howard Riell. The show is called Riell Truth. You know, I'm kind of split. I want to talk about Islam and I want to talk Barack Obama. So what I think I'll do is I'll put the two of them together. Alex Jones recently interviewed former Department of Justice attorney who says Obama is a devout Muslim. What do you know about that? Let's listen.
What is this Obama backing ISIS, backing Al Qaeda in Syria, 50 intelligence officers have gone public, the former head of defense intelligence, the general goes public, says they were ordered to do this, the deputy head of the CIA comes out, says there should be an investigation. Is that not a good sign that the Pentagon does not want to back Saudi Arabia and Al Qaeda in their takeover of the Middle East? I think it's a sign that the Pentagon, as representative made recently today, has bowed down to Obama just like Obama bowed down to the Saudi king. He said, regretting our military intervention is run by Yemen. That's the way he gets to be chairman of the chief of staff. You don't work with that. And in our history, when generals have done that, like General MacArthur during the Korean War, when we wanted to take care of China, or General Patton, when we wanted to get rid of the Soviet Union when we had an opportunity after World War II, they've been fired. They've been shown the door. If the president does not have our interest at heart, they're not going to go against him. Maybe Obama's position on the point that maybe someday they will. Would you do it? I know that some of these retired generals and admirals have talked about it. I know that. It's been in the public domain because Obama, and I'll say it straight up because no one else will, Obama is a Muslim through and through. Obama sympathizes with the Muslim Palestinians. Obama sympathizes with the Muslims in Tehran. He sympathizes with the radicals in the Far East, and that's why he never holds any of them accountable. He doesn't sympathize with Christians and Jews. He sympathizes with his own people, and that's why these things are happening. And it's time that someone called it like it is. And that's why, you know, Alice, a couple of years ago, saying tongue-in-cheek, and it was a satire, that it rang true when the King Street on moved out. And said, President Obama, get up off your knees, put the Quran down, and come out with your hands up. He's not for Christians and Jews. He's for Muslims. And that's why I was listening to people on the stage yesterday. None of them, absolutely none of them, will confront this issue. It's not incompetent. It's not that he doesn't know what he's doing. It's not that he's weak. He is furthering the Muslim Palestinians are his people.
And my friends, it's the right view. It's the obvious view. It's the unquestionably true view. Item from InfoWars. Paul Joseph Watson reporting, I quote, Matt Drudge warns that the very foundation of the free internet is under severe threat from copyright laws that could ban independent media outlets, revealing that he was told directly by a Supreme Court justice, quote, it's over for me, unquote. During an appearance on the Alex Jones Show, Drudge asserted that copyright laws which prevent websites from even linking to news stories were being advanced. I had a Supreme Court justice tell me it's over for me, said Drudge. They've got the votes now to enforce copyright law. You're out of there. They're going to make it so you can't even use headlines. To have a Supreme Court justice say to me it's over, they've got the votes, which means time is limited, he added, noting that the day was coming when simply operating an independent website could be outlawed. They will end it for me. Fine, I've had a hell of a run, said Drudge, adding that web users were being pushed into the cyber, quote, ghettos of Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. This is ghetto. This is corporate. They're taking your energy, and you've got nothing in return. Nothing, unquote. My friends, the assault on the internet continues. If you don't read about it a particular day, don't think it's stopped. It is free. It's open. It's a place where truth can be heard, where it can be seen, and that is a tremendous threat to the people with their hands on the levers of power. That's why we've got to keep our hands, so to speak, on them. Item from the Free Thought Project, Dateline, Patterson, New Jersey. Several videos have recently emerged depicting an off-duty cop attacking innocent people and threatening them with a loaded gun in their faces. Instead of waiting for his fellow officers to locate the suspect, this rogue cop began assaulting innocent residents while refusing to even show his badge. Unquote. My friends, this item just points out the need for us, not police departments, us, the citizens, to police the police departments and weed out the bad apples. Obviously, the police departments themselves cannot be trusted to do so. Item from Health Impact News. A report written about LA County Department of Children and Family Services revealed that during an 18-month period, of the thousands of children who were taken away from their parents and family members, 571 of them died while under the supervision of LA County DCFS. Unquote. My friends, I won't even speak about the unspeakable tragedy that I just referred to. I will tell you this. Tragedies like this are inevitable when government is given this much power. Item from Breitbart. Democratic presidential candidate Hillary Clinton is flip-flopping on the Trans-Pacific Partnership trade deal. Clinton came out Wednesday against the Obama trade agreement, despite previously supporting the measure 45 times. Unquote. No, my friends, I'm not the kind of guy who would say that Hillary Clinton is a lying pig. But she is. Item from Palestinian Media Watch. Palestinians have been celebrating the murder of Israelis by distributing the pictures of dead bodies of Israelis and the terror scenes on Twitter and Facebook, according to the official PA Daily. The most significant picture is that of the dead bodies of the young Israeli couple Naama and Eitam Hankin, who were murdered in front of their 4 children last week. According to the PA Daily, the killing of the couple brings, quote, joy to the Palestinians who see the killings as, quote, heroic. Quote, Palestinian users of the social networks Facebook and Twitter posted pictures from the scene of the settlement Itamar operation, that is the terror attack of Naama and Eitan Hankin, south of Nablus. The most significant being the picture of the killed woman settler and her husband alongside expressions of joy over the operation which they described as heroic. That comes from Al-Hayat Al-Jadida, unquote. My friends, there's a story that none of you have heard. It comes from back in Israel in the 1970s. Israelis were traveling, I'll give you the short version, were traveling through an Arab town, and there was a calamitous wreck, and all the people in the car died. The Israeli ambulances were called. They arrived about a half an hour later. What they found was a gruesome scene for 2 reasons. One, they found the wreck of the car with the dead bodies inside. Number 2, they found the Palestinians who lived in the village dancing and singing around the wreck and the dead bodies, which tells you everything you need to know about the Palestinians, which tells you everything you need to know about why I've said continually that they need to leave Israel. And I don't care if they leave in buses or boxes. Item from conservativepost.com. All Americans need to check why socialist Sweden is collapsing. Obama has promised to get 100,000 refugees, according to the Gatestone Institute. The week after the double murder at IKEA in Västerås, where a man from Eritrea who'd been denied asylum grabbed some knives and stabbed Carola and Emil Herlin to death. Letters and emails poured into the offices of Swedish Prime Minister Stefan Löfven. Angry, despondent, and desperate Swedes have pleaded with the Social Democratic Prime Minister to stop filling the country with criminal migrants from the Third World, or, they write, there's a serious risk of hatred running rampant in Sweden. One woman suggested that because the Swedish media will not address these issues, Löfven should start reading foreign newspapers and wake up to the fact that Sweden is sinking fast. During the last few decades, Swedes have had to get used to the government, left and right-wing parties alike, prioritizing refugees and migrants above native Swedes. The high tax level, the average worker pays 42% income tax, has been accepted in the past because people knew that if they got sick or if they retired or otherwise needed government aid, they would get it. Now, Swedes see the welfare system failing them. More and more senior citizens fall into the, quote, indigent category. Close to 800,000 of Sweden's 2.1 million retirees, despite having worked their whole lives, are forced to live on 4,500 to 5,500 kroner a month. That's only $545 to $665 a month. Meanwhile, seniors who immigrate to Sweden receive the so-called elderly support subsidy, usually a higher amount, even though they've never paid any taxes in Sweden. Stop. My friends, I'll be very honest with you. I don't really give a rat's ass about Sweden. If it disappeared tomorrow, I wouldn't especially care. But it's the canary in the mine shaft. What's happening in Sweden, what's happening in other places in Europe, is starting to happen here, and that concerns me. And so as Sweden, because of its own stupid policies and its own blindness, gets eaten alive and goes up in flames, I couldn't care less unless someone's got some marshmallows, but I will not stand idly by and see the same fate befall America. It's time we got smart. It's time we got smarter than the Swedes and said that's not going to happen to us and our children and grandchildren, and that we stopped it. Only one way to stop it. Told you before, we've got to ban Islam. Item from the Economic Collapse blog. Warren Buffett once referred to derivatives as financial weapons of mass destruction. And it was inevitable they would begin to wreak havoc on our financial system at some point. While things may seem somewhat calm on Wall Street at the moment, the truth is that a great deal of trouble is bubbling just under the surface. As you'll see below, something happened in mid-September that required an unprecedented $405 billion surge of Treasury collateral into the repo market. Okay, commercial, I get it. We'll be right back.
It's nothing more than a shot in the dark if you're taking supplements or following health programs without an accurate scientific evaluation of your health. From the comfort of your home or office, you can work personally with health expert Eileen Durfee, a Dr. Wilson health practitioner who scientifically evaluates your current health and provides you a personalized program and affordable products. Get real results, get nutritional balancing, and go healthynext.com. Call 866-463-4533. That's 866-463-4533. An emergency preparedness plan for your home, car, school, and office is a must. Knowing how to store water safely, survive extreme temperature changes, provide reliable shelter, first aid and sanitation is critical. Knowing where to get the best lights, radios, and other supplies is easy. We're Survival, located at 3366 South Broadway, the professional, reputable, full-service business providing realistic preparedness supplies at affordable prices. Stop by, go online, or call 303-781-0343, 866-781-0343.
Riell Power has been providing reliable electrical power systems in the Rocky Mountain area since 1992. Our systems rely on the sun to help make you self-reliant for your power needs. Solar energy can be scaled to fit any situation, From complete power independence to backup power for the short term, our expertise focuses on standalone power, but we have extensive experience with utility interactive systems as well. Custom tailored capabilities as modest as emergency lighting all the way to commercial scale power. Great Plains Power is a full service company. We service everything we sell. We provide and design turnkey packages, custom design system, and parts for do-it-yourself. With more than 20 years of specialized experience at your disposal, let us know what your power concerns or goals are. Reach us by phone or the internet. Call 303-239-9963. That's 303-239-9963. Or go to GreatPlainsSolar.com.
We know our government is out of control. It's no longer our servant, it's become our master. Listen to me. Liberty Forum with the Freedom Rider will answer the question, what can we do? Our freedom and liberty is at stake. It's time to act. Those who have given everything for this country would expect no less. Tune in to the new Liberty Forum radio show Fridays at 9 a.m.
Elizabeth Locker Plan and Elizabeth reminds our listeners that the drug problem is well documented. We know our kids will be approached at early ages. We want to applaud the youngsters in our community who have had the strength to say no to drugs. They provide examples to their peers and families to be the best they can be. That's from Elizabeth Locker Plant, located at 366 Grand Street in Elizabeth, serving our area since 1943 and specializing in naturalized HB and pork and complete custom processing. Call 303-688-2240. That's 303-688-2240.
By the way, I know I haven't mentioned it in a long time, but you know, once upon a time I wrote a book. It's called Riell Truth Stay Angry. Maybe it's just me, but I think it's one of the great books in the history of Western civilization, and I think you should read it. You can buy it cheap. Not going to cause you to spend any major amounts of money. Now, you go to barnesandnoble.com, you can go to amazon.com, virtualbookworm.com. It's a great read, 500 some odd pages. You won't be sorry. I was talking about kicking Islam out, banning Islam. Believe me, you won't be sorry about that either. Here's a YouTube video I found. I love the headline, Time to Kick Islam Out of Britain. Listen to the video and see if you don't agree. Here we go.
No one who has been paying attention to the growth of radical Islam in Britain should have been surprised.
Well, my friends, I'm going to end the video there. Going into mosques and handing out the Bible, I see something wrong with that. There's something wrong with the fact that there are mosques. Shut the mosques. Bulldoze the mosques. Let the Muslims live in a Muslim country, but not here where they can kill us. It's that simple. Let's move on. Item from WAPT.com, Dateline, Edwards, Mississippi. 9 undocumented immigrants are accused of identity theft, Attorney General Jim Hood announced Monday. The workers were arrested Thursday at the American Dairy Co. plant in Edwards after an investigation by the Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division. The workers are identified as Eduardo Lopez Cardona, 22, Irvin Mejia Saavedra, 26, Ramiro Santiago Monillo, 25, Guillermo Garcia Cruz, 39, Ludin Mudiel Hernandez Vasquez, 25, Porfirio Rodriguez Jimenez, 37, Elver Molina Ramirez, 40, Carlos Benino Garcia Perez, 20, and Juan Carlos Chacon Ramirez, 34, unquote. My friends, I may have done irreparable damage to my mouth just from reading all those names. But the fact of the matter is, and you know this because I've told you to read Ann Coulter's book, and I'm sure you have. I'm sure as soon as I told you to get it, the title is Adios America, I'm sure as soon as I told you you had to read it, you read it. And so you know what I'm talking about. And if you are maybe the one person out of the millions in my radio audience who has not read the book yet, well, first of all, shame, shame, shame. Second of all, you see that with illegal immigration from Mexico has come a wave of crime, not just simple rapes and beatings and stabbings and shootouts. That's kid stuff. Complex crime like identity theft, like credit card crimes, and more complex crimes, car theft rings, you name it. We have invited the plague into our country. That is, liberals have invited the plague into our country. Now we got to get rid of it. By the way, if in the process we got rid of some liberals, that also wouldn't be a terrible thing. Item from Politistic.com. One of President Obama's donors has worked to untangle himself from legal problems in Oregon. Terrence Bean, the top Obama bundler, has sought a civil remedy to a sex abuse charge after the 66-year-old donor and his 25-year-old boyfriend allegedly had sex with a 15-year-old boy at an Oregon hotel. Bean, who raised over $1 million for President Obama's presidential campaigns, was arrested in Oregon in November and charged with 2 counts of third-degree sodomy and 1 count of third-degree sex abuse. Unquote. My friends, if only he could also have been charged with first-degree criminal stupidity in voting and donating to Barack Obama. Item from Shoebat.com. A young woman, Roxanne M., age 20, whose family branded her unclean after she was gang raped by Muslims in her Syrian homeland, has been found murdered allegedly by her father and brothers in Germany, evidently on the orders of her own mother, in the twisted Muslim logic that she had brought disgrace upon her family because of the rape attack. UK Daily Mail, shortly before she was found dead in an allotment garden in the eastern German city of Dessau, she apparently had a premonition of her fate. Writing on her app profile, she said, "I am awaiting death, but I'm too young to die." Unquote. Apparently, she was wrong. We'll be back.
I'm Joe Jacob, CEO of the...
All right, guys, this is where the video ends because I think I'm up against my limit, time limit. I'll be back on Monday, full week next week. Riell Truth. I'll be posting this on Facebook later, on Tumblr, on YouTube. Watch it, enjoy it, share it, discuss it, get active, and get angry. Because if this stuff doesn't make you angry, then you need to check your pulse and see to it that there really is one. Have a good week. Stay safe, stay healthy, and as I've just enumerated, stay angry. Hasta luego.